Have you heard the talk about a $3,500 direct deposit possibly hitting some Social Security recipients' accounts by July 1st? If you're wondering whether it's true, exaggerated, or just another internet rumor, you're not alone. Thousands of seniors across the United States are now searching for real answers. And we've dug deep to bring you the full truth, not hype, not hearsay, but actual verified details on what's happening right now with the SSA, SSI, SSDI, and even VA benefit programs. Here's what we know. Over the last few weeks, the Social Security Administration has been conducting reviews, adjustments, and retroactive processing for a range of cases, particularly affecting seniors who were underpaid, those who experienced income or dependency changes, or individuals who recently appealed denied benefits. On top of that, legislative pressure in Washington is growing. Some lawmakers are actively pushing to fast-track additional relief measures. And while they haven't announced a formal stimulus check, certain seniors are receiving lump sum payments that, in several verified cases, total up to $3,500. And yes, these funds are landing in direct deposit accounts. Now, is this $3,500 coming to everyone? No, and that's where things get confusing. These deposits are not part of a nationwide stimulus campaign, at least not yet. But the reason this matters so much right now is that many seniors don't even realize they qualify for retroactive benefits, benefit corrections, or missed payments. And what's worse, some may receive notices and ignore them, assuming it's junk mail or a scam. In this video, we're going to show you what's really happening behind this $3,500 update, who is being affected, how to find out if you qualify, and why the July 1st timeline is so important. This isn't clickbait. This is your money. Let's break it down together. Let's begin with what's happening right now behind the scenes at the Social Security Administration and why this particular month is so important. You see, July isn't just the start of the second half of the year, it also marks the beginning of a new quarter in the federal benefit payment cycle. And that matters because every 3 months, the SSA typically finalizes a wave of updates, including benefit adjustments, retroactive deposits, and appeal resolutions. And when that cycle aligns with unresolved payments or new policy guidance, it can result in unexpected, and sometimes quite substantial, direct deposits showing up in recipients' accounts. That's exactly what's going on right now for a select group of seniors, and it's why this $3,500 figure has become such a hot topic. So, where is this money coming from? In many cases, the deposits we're seeing are the result of retroactive payments, meaning money that was owed months ago but delayed due to paperwork issues, missed earnings reports, or backlog within the SSA system. Let's say someone qualified for an SSDI increase or had an appeal approved for a higher monthly amount, but that change was delayed. The SSA is now catching up and issuing one-time deposits to cover what should have already been paid. That back pay, when added up, can easily reach $3,500 or more depending on the case. For people who've been underpaid for 6, 8, or even 12 months, the numbers are absolutely real, and they're finally being made whole. But that's not the only situation playing out. For others, the money is tied to a review of over-collected Medicare Part B premiums or miscalculations tied to dual eligibility with VA compensation. When you receive both VA and SSA benefits, the payment calculations can get complicated. Sometimes the system fails to sync them correctly, and that can result in either too little being paid or too much being withheld. In those cases, the SSA is now adjusting those accounts and issuing refunds or corrected lump sums. That's what we're seeing land in bank accounts right now. It's not a new check or a new stimulus, it's a long overdue correction. And yes, there's another layer here, state-level adjustments. Some states offer supplemental SSI payments or coordinate special relief programs for seniors with low fixed incomes. Over the past year, a few of these state offices, especially in California, New York, Texas, and Florida, have been reviewing eligibility for those add-on benefits. If they determine that someone qualifies for state-based support retroactively, the SSA handles the federal portion and the state issues the remainder. That's why some seniors are seeing a combination of federal and state payments landing together, and in some cases, again, those total deposits are hitting the $3,000 to $3,500 range. Now, what does all of this have to do with the July 1st deadline you've heard about? Here's where things get really important. For many of these adjustments, whether retroactive benefits, recalculated SSDI, or state-supplemented SSI, the processing date and payment issuance has been aligned with the end of June and the beginning of July. That means if you're due any corrections, underpayments, or delayed benefits, there's a very real chance your deposit could be included in the July 1st batch. And here's the kicker. In many cases, no formal letter or notice arrives until after the money is already deposited. So if you wait for a letter to tell you, you might miss it altogether or overlook the deposit thinking it's a mistake. This is why we're encouraging everyone, especially those on fixed incomes, to take just a few minutes and check their My Social Security account. If you haven't logged in lately, now is the time. When you sign in, look at your benefit payment history and future payment schedule. You may notice a pending deposit, a corrected amount, or even a lump sum noted for the July 1st cycle. And if anything looks confusing or unfamiliar, don't hesitate to call the SSA or visit your local office. It's your money, and you have the right to understand where it came from and why. Now, let's also address the elephant in the room. Is this the same thing as a new stimulus check? The answer, simply, is no. This isn't a new round of stimulus like we saw in 2020 or 2021. However, the reason people are using that term, stimulus, to describe this $3,500 payment is because, for many, it feels like one. It's unexpected, it's large, and it's needed. And while Congress has not officially approved a fourth stimulus package as of today, there are ongoing discussions, particularly focused on senior poverty and fixed income relief. But this July 1st wave of payments is not part of that. It's more of a cleanup, a recalibration, and for some, a very welcome surprise. There's another group we have to mention, seniors who've recently filed for Social Security but haven't yet received their first payment. The first few months after your application is approved can sometimes include back pay to the date of eligibility, and depending on your income and type of benefit, that first deposit can absolutely include $2,000 to $3,500 or more. So if you or someone you know just got approved and is expecting their first payment in July, keep an eye on your account. The deposit may be larger than expected. Let's also talk briefly about misinformation. Sadly, in this space, where people are desperate for answers, rumors can spread fast. Some websites and channels push out fake claims about everyone getting a $3,500 check by July 1st. That's just not how Social Security works. These payments are case-specific, tied to real SSA account activity, and not something every recipient will get automatically. That's why our job here is to sort fact from fiction and help you understand what's really going on so you're not confused or misled by flashy headlines. So here's the bottom line. Yes, the $3,500 deposits are real for some. Yes, they are tied to real SSA and benefit adjustments, including back pay, Medicare premium corrections, VA offsets, state supplements, and more. And yes, some of these deposits are already processing for a July 1st payout. But whether you qualify or not depends entirely on your unique situation, and you should absolutely check your records if you've had any changes to your income, dependency status, medical condition, or appeals over the past year. The best thing you can do today is stay informed, stay calm, and take charge of your benefit tracking. Don't rely solely on word of mouth or social media to tell you what's going on with your own money. Go to the source, check your online portal, and if something doesn't add up, call someone. Because one phone call or one login could make the difference between missing thousands of dollars or receiving the benefits you've earned and deserve. And finally, don't forget to stay subscribed here, because we'll keep following this situation and reporting back with the latest verified updates, new payout announcements, legislative developments, and everything seniors across America need to know about Social Security, SSI, SSDI, and VA support. You're not alone in this. We're in your corner every single step of the way.